is Ansa Alabra. I'm a dating and relationship coach. On this channel, we aim at raising significant ladies by sharing high-value secrets that can enable them build all-round success in their lives, careers, and relationships. Therefore, I welcome you on board. This video is the fourth part of a series we began some couple of days ago. There will be a link below this video. You can go and watch part 1 to part 3. And then whatever we are doing now is a build-up of what we've done previously. We shall be looking at another factor that may likely be hindering you from getting married, which is you likely condone nonsense. You'll understand in a minute. A lot of ladies are into relationship they know is not adding value to them. They know the relationship is toxic to them. They know since they started dating this particular guy, their life has always been moving backwards. But the problem is that most of these ladies find it difficult to break up from this relationship. The guy they're hanging around is not adding value to their life. Their productivity has drastically reduced. Everything about them is not moving forward. And the painful part of it is that anybody who walks up to her and tells her anything negative about their relationship is tagged an enemy. Or she basically avoids that particular person. Why? Because the person is trying to tell her what her emotions is not telling her. There are possible reasons why ladies act this way. Number one reason is emotional entanglement. I define emotional entanglement as slavery. Yes, that's what I call it. Slavery. A master and a slave. So over time, you become a slave to how you feel. Please get this. You are not your emotions. You have emotions. There are two different things. You are not your emotions, but rather you have emotions. So when you come to understand that you are actually in charge of your emotions, the better you become. I was recently with a client and she was telling me about a toxic relationship that she was in. And then I asked her a question, why was she still accommodating the guy? She told me, she tried severally to break up from the guy, but somehow, she doesn't know why. Her emotions, anytime she wants to do it, her emotions doesn't allow her. I said, what do you mean? It's just like someone putting his hand in fire and the fire is burning him and the person is going, please come and help me, come and help me. No, dear, nobody will help you. You have the power to help yourself. But I also want you to understand that there are consequences of this decision of yours. Number one, this same thing that you feel, these emotions, if you don't see this guy, you feel like dying. Do you know, immediately you get married to him, that emotional thing vanishes. That thing that you think, that you feel you can't see well, immediately you get married, that scale falls off your eye and you see clearly. But the problem I have now is that if you are like some of us that are good Christians, who don't believe in divorce, that no matter how bad it is, we manage it. I can't imagine the next 40 years of your life being miserable. Why do you have to make such decisions? Because from there, let me tell you something. Every woman complaining today in her marriage, do you know, before now, had glaring facts to tell her that tomorrow won't be fine. But she ignored it. Do you know why? Because her emotions told her it's not important. Please, my ladies, I don't want you to fall a victim. Marriage is not boyfriend and girlfriend. Marriage is a serious thing. When you are in a relationship and you discover this guy is not taking you anywhere, or this guy is not a father figure, let me say this. Do you know what marriage is? The man you've chosen is the man you want to bear his name forever, or his family name forever. So why do you go for a man who can't be a good father? Why do you go for a man who you can't be proud of? Why do you have to bear the name of a guy that doesn't deserve it? Another factor is this. If you still go ahead and say, okay, this is the guy, you want to marry him, you love him so much because your emotions say so, I want you to understand that you will later give birth to children. And at the end of the day, this jerk that you call a husband will finally dump you. I'm not praying for that. But I'm just telling you, this guy is showing you now that he's dating you, that he's a jerk. That he can't be a father, that he's not a real man. But your emotions is telling you still go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. I tell you, a time will come, this guy will fail you. And the problem is not even you. The children that will come out of this relationship. So it means you will have to raise these children without a father. Ask single mothers. They will tell you raising a child on their own is not an easy task. Please, you don't have to go into that. Another factor, another reason why you will have to leave this relationship is this. You will hardly fulfill your dreams around such persons. So whatever you've achieved so far, that's where you're going to stop. So for how long will you do that, dear? Don't let your emotions entangle you. Choose not to be a slave to your emotions. You have emotions. You rule over your emotions. Please take authority over your emotions and tell yourself, does this man deserve me? Does this man deserve I change my father's name to bear his? Does this man deserve all these sacrifices? If the answer is yes, then go ahead. But if it is no, please, dear, start planning your exit. If you're actually gaining value, please give us a thumbs up. And if you've not subscribed, I think this is the best moment to do so. Please turn on the notification bell so that anytime we release our video, you'll be the first to be notified. The second reason why most ladies still condone nonsense is the fear of the unknown. What do I mean fear of the unknown? I've been around this guy for the past 2 years, or I've been around this guy for the past 4 years, or I've been around this guy for the past 6 years. Should I leave him now and start afresh? The thought of it alone drains energy from you. I understand. I want you to decide, is it what you want to endure for the next 30 or 40 years of your life? Or now that you've discovered that this guy is not worth it, it's time for you to make a U-turn. Do you know? Likely the guy meant for you is just by your corner. It's just by your side. But your eyes, because you are already glued to this guy, you are refusing to see this particular guy that is beside you. Please, dear, you don't have to die in silence. You don't have to continue this relationship if you think it's toxic, if you think it's not adding value to you. Because this guy will waste your time. And you know the funniest part? Sometimes you may waste your time 5, 6, 7 years. And do you know what he will do? He will find a good reason to break your heart and tell you he's no more interested. And after leaving you, 3, 4, 5 months later, he will get married. And then you'll be left to start fresh again. That thing you've been running away from, you'll be forced to do so. Please, dear, if that relationship doesn't worth you, I think you deserve a U-turn. And nobody will do that for you. Only you can take that decision. I've only come to assist you. I've only come to open your eyes to see the realities. So that at the end of the day, 2, 3, 4 years from now, you won't sit back regretting. Recently, a friend of mine, very close friend of mine, she told me she nearly stabbed her husband. I asked her why. She was giving me good reasons and the rest. Then I asked her, but didn't you see the signs then when you were courting the guy? She told me, actually, she didn't want any long kind of relationship. She wanted a guy that was serious to come and marry her. I said, you see? Yes. You didn't want any long courtship. You didn't want any time to study the guy. All you wanted was to get married. No matter how she justified it, she activated the panic mode that I said earlier. So she was already in the panic mode. So any Tom, Dick, and Harry that shows up, yes, I'm ready for marriage. Please don't do that. Now she's regretting it. She told me the last time she nearly stabbed him. But that will not be your portion. Please, ladies, I want you to understand that this channel is established to open your eyes. How I wish I can talk more and more about this. Oh, it's sad to say goodbye. Can you go down to the comment section and then write a summary of what you learned from this video? I really want to hear from you. Or if you have any question, please leave it there for me and I will surely reply. We've come to the end of today's episode, but I have promised to bring high value content by tomorrow. Please follow us on our social media handles. The link will be below this video. From this end, don't forget that I love you. Take care of yourself, please.